That attack on the U.S. Capitol remains one of the biggest federal investigations in our nation's history. And a year after the insurrection, there are still concerns about homegrown groups organizing to rebel against the government.
Many watched in disbelief as the Capitol was breached, including former Assistant U.S. Attorney and Northwestern law professor Juliet Sorensen.
This was an attack that people around the country and the world watched in real time and was captured in real time by people on their smartphones and other devices.
That created an enormous amount of evidence.
There's evidence in social media. There's evidence in photographs. There's evidence in satellite technology. There's eyewitness testimony. There's an enormous array of documents and electronic evidence that the government has. That's a blessing for them because it makes their case.
In all, at least 706 people have been charged in the riot, according to an ABC News count, including nearly 20 from Illinois. And a year later, the FBI is still seeking 350 people believed to have committed violent acts on the Capitol grounds. Experts we talked with say these prosecutions send a couple of messages.
This case sends two signals. One is a deterrent signal, but the other is all of us have experienced elections when we have believed and voted for the losing candidate. That's the way democracy works. It is never an excuse to try to overturn the democratic process.
This has been a wake-up call to the threat of domestic terrorism. Chris Wray, the FBI director, testified as much several months ago and said that domestic terrorism is in many ways the top threat that the FBI has identified.
This Homeland Security memo and another email by the department's Office of Intelligence and Analysis says new content identified online could inspire violence against politicians and other officials today, particularly by lone offenders. Investigators say at least 62 rioters have been charged who are said to have ties to the Oath Keepers, Proud Boys, or Three Percenters.
DOJ very much wants to send the message that this conduct will not be tolerated.
Those currently charged face everything from misdemeanors to felonies with significant prison time. Many have already pleaded guilty, including several defendants from Illinois.